mighty stone, a ponderous mass, lay twixt the pines ensnared by grass, entombed by shrines to gods and men, and scored by runes with hoary pen. The tales it sang of heroes and dreams, giants, trolls, and warriors' screams were lost in time, and what remains is blood and sweat, the groans of pain. To do the deed and hoist the weight elects the robust to the great. An ancient stone, an onerous task, to lift the burden and strip the mask. The aura of titans long since dead fills wandering champions with mortal dread. For in a grove by mountains thronged still lies the stone and seeks the strong. Hope you enjoyed that poem. That was by Richard Field, who has a Ph.D. He teaches in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
I liked it.
And it's called Clockwood Theater, which is manhood stone. It's in my book of Stones and Strength. This is Inside Powerlifting by Terry Todd, and he writes, there is a huge block of volcanic rock in what is now Italy, which bears a 6th century BC inscription, Eumastus, the son of Critobulus, lifted me from the ground. Quote, there were no tricks involved. What Eumastus did and the pride he felt, which was great enough to cause him to carve that inscription, must have been very like the pride I felt when I broke Bob Peoples' 25-year-old deadlift world record. Tricks have no more place in stone lifting than they do in deadlifting.
Right.
There are no tricks, are there?
Just hard work. There was a time when there was nothing but, you couldn't do anything but labor.
Absolutely.
You know, there was no technical jobs. Everybody labored.
That's right. You know, so it didn't have the romance or uniqueness that we're attributing, but at the same time, people did gather around, and in Scotland especially, the lifting of manhood stones was a big part of their culture. Each village had a small stone or a big stone.
What could be more natural than to see how much you could pick up?
And the idea would be to lift this stone onto a stone wall or onto a barrel, and if you were able to do that, your menfolk would give you an eagle feather for your cap. So Chris and I went through the field, and we have a couple big stones here. One from the Shields farm of Walkertown, and the other one from Louisville. And we're going to put them up on the barrel here and earn some eagle's feathers.
All right.
All right, Chris, you first. Just hoist it up and put it on the barrel.
Steve.
There you go. Piece of cake. Okay. Chris gets an eagle feather for his 10.
All right, let me take it off.
Okay. That's like Bill Kazmaier when he lifted the Inverstone in Scotland.
Yeah.
He told the innkeeper, if I pick it up and carry it all the way to the inn and set it on a bar, will you buy me a pint? He said, well, when you carry it back, I will. It was about as funny then as it was now. Okay.
It looks like an egg, man. Up she goes.
Okay. You know, a simple act, it doesn't mean it's easy. Digging a ditch is simple, but it doesn't mean it's easy. But there's a certain amount of pride and exhilaration you feel when you hoist a stone as opposed to a barbell.
What if you were an ancient warrior and you were trying to condition yourself for, you know, mortal combat, which you know is totally physical one-on-one with a sword, right? And a shield.
Right.
Picking up a stone that you're comfortable, you know, something that you feel feels good against your body over and over, and maybe for repetitions would be an excellent way to get strong. I mean,
absolutely.
Really strong.
And in fact, that's the way that the old kings or chieftains would train their bodyguards or warriors.
Yeah.
They would lift huge stones, and whoever did it got the best room in the castle that was right next to the king.
Right.
Because if there was an invading army, he knew that his last line of defense was that bedroom filled with all his bodyguards and warriors. And those were the guys who could lift the biggest stones.
And ancient Scots, they stoned a lot of their enemies. I mean, they tried to trap them in gorges and drop these boulders. I mean, they were implements of war.
Right. They're not light and they're not soft.
No. Rocks are deadly.
Well, you know, one thing that predates even some of these implements we're talking about is music.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we might have a little musical treat for you.
Stay tuned.